It's your favorite raw food chef, Raw Chef Kale, coming to you today with another recipe. Again, it is mango season, so I'm excited to bring you another mango infused recipe. Today, what I'm going to be making is a chia seed mango pudding, right? So it's a chia seed pudding, and we're going to add mangoes to that. And we're going to make two different versions. We're going to make my regular chia seed pudding, just made with regular a plant-based milk chia seed puddings with some flavorings. And then another one is going to be more on the tropical side with some coconut milk, some pineapple, and some mangoes. So let's go ahead and get started. So our first recipe, we're going to start with our plant-based milk. We have some chia seeds, and we have some flavorings. We have vanilla flavoring, a little bit of sweetener, agave nectar, and I'm going to add a little bit of nutmeg. Now the key to any chia seed pudding recipe is the liquid to seed ratio. You have to get that right because chia seeds, you can't necessarily chew them, right? And if it's too much liquid, you'll just end up drinking it. So we don't want to drink the pudding, we want to eat the pudding. So we want it nice, thick, and creamy. So the ratio that I use is 1/4 cup of liquid to 1 tablespoon of seeds. Again, that's 1/4 cup of liquid to 1 tablespoon of seeds. So what I have here is 1 full cup of plant-based milk. So 1 full cup is equal to 4 1/4 cups. We're also going to add in a 1/4 cup of the mango puree. So that's going to give us 5 1/4 cups. So that means our seed ratio, so in this we have 5 tablespoons of seeds. We're going to mix all of that up in a jar, shake it up, and then we're going to let it sit overnight. Now some people like to let theirs sit overnight. I found that if you let it sit longer, it'll thicken up nice and neat. So we're going to wait 24 hours. So that means we're going to make the recipe, I'm going to let the chia seeds soak overnight in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and then we'll come back and add our toppings. So let's get the first recipe started. So we have our jar here, so you're just going to take a jar with a lid because you're going to need to shake it up and stir and all of that good stuff. So we're going to start with our milk. Again, this is 4 1/4 cups, which equals 1 full cup. Then we're going to add, I guess we're going to add everything now because what I have to do is cut up the mango and puree it in the blender. So let me do that first. So we'll add all the liquids first, we'll add the seeds and then the flavorings. But it's all going to get mixed together, so there's really no order to put it in. It's just however you want to flow with your recipe. So let's go ahead and get this mango peeled and pureed. Now this mango is really soft, so it's already ripe. You can see that it's nice yellow in color. It's very soft, which is what I like for these recipes. And because it's very soft, instead of peeling off the chunks, what I typically do is just take the mango in my hand and just squeeze it. And then all the flesh will come out, some of the juice will come out, and then what we'll be left with is just the seed. So normally I would squeeze it over my big blender, but since I don't have my big blender, I'll just go ahead and slice up the slices and we'll put it in our blender here. Now for the mango puree, it doesn't have to be perfectly blended all the way. We just don't want chunks. So I'm just going to cut them up small enough just so they fit in the mouth of the blender. And I guess I could have squeezed it out on the cutting board, which I might do at the very end. Oh, that smells so good already. Just to save some time because again, it's overripe. And sometimes it's hard to cut through. So I'm just going to squeeze. And I really like this part. This is the best part of working with mangoes. So now that the flesh is off, I can actually squeeze the rest if I wanted to over the opening of the blender. But because it's really small, I'm probably going to get more on the cutting board than I am inside the blender. So once the flesh is squeezed off, I can just go through with my knife and just make them small And then go ahead and pile those also into the blender as well. That's why I wore gloves today, so I could squeeze the mango. My favorite part. So I'm just using a small blender today. I'm just going to put that in there. And that's perfect. You want to blend it up just enough to get all of the lumps out. So you can see it's nice, smooth. We got a nice puree. Look how pretty that is. If you like the color yellow or orange or any variation, that is pretty. So now what we're going to do is, so we've already put in 4 of the 1/4 cups of milk. Now we're just going to do 1/4 cup of mango puree. Now again, this is a recipe that I've made often in terms of the milk and the chia seeds and the vanilla extract and flavorings. Oops. So the only thing that I'm adding different to this recipe from my original recipe is just 1/4 cup of the mango puree. And we just want to make sure we get all of that out. And again, because we added that 1 extra cup, we have to make sure that we add that extra 1 tablespoon of seeds. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. 1/4 cup of liquid to 1 tablespoon of seeds. So now we're going to add in our chia seeds. All right, they are all in there. And what you can do at this time is just go ahead and give it a little stir. So with this recipe, I didn't want to overdo it on the mango because I just want to add just a small hint of mango in this recipe. So now to that, I'm going to add maybe 1 tablespoon of vanilla flavoring. No, not 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon. A little favorite, maybe 1 teaspoon of sweetener, just a little bit. Now nutmeg is really strong, so you probably want to start out with a 1/2 teaspoon at first, and then graduate up to maybe a full teaspoon. But you can actually taste it after you get everything mixed in. So we're going to mix that all together. And make sure that you use a container where the liquid doesn't come all the way up to the top, because the seeds, as they soak overnight, they're going to expand. So by tomorrow, 24 hours later, this jar is going to be full. It's going to expand and really grow. So at this point, if you want, you can take a spoon or knife or whatever and taste it to see if you want to add some more flavorings. You can, but because I've made it before, I think this is going to be perfect. You can screw the top onto to your jar and just give it a little shake. Now what I like to do is before I put it in the refrigerator, I actually like to let it sit out for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, give it a stir or another shake. Sit it out on the table again, give it another stir and another shake for another 20 minutes. And then after that, then I put it in then I put it in the refrigerator for it to soak overnight. So that is our first recipe. All right, so now let's move on to our second recipe, which now we're gonna make this chia seed pudding a little bit more tropical. This time we're gonna use coconut milk and chia seeds. And we're going to use, of course, we're going to add some mango. And in addition, now we're going to add some pineapple juice. So this is going to be yummy, yummy. So I'm not sure if I have 2/4 cups of mango. So we'll see. If not, I'll just go grab another mango and we will puree that one up as well. Now for the pineapple juice, I'm going to take a fresh pineapple and I'm going to put it through the juicer, right? And so the juice comes out. So what we're going to do is we have 2 cups of coconut milk. I want to use 2 cups of pineapple juice and then 1/4 cup of the mango puree. So we're going to chop up the pineapple We're going to get this juiced and see how much liquid this will make. If you wanted to, if you don't have a juicer, what you could do is take the pineapple and also put it in the blender and blend that up as well. So instead of having pineapple juice, you would just have pineapple puree to go along with the mango puree. But I actually want to get the liquid in because I like juicing. Uh-oh, this one's getting stuck. Let me push it down in there. There we go. Try to get these small enough so they can fit. I didn't bring my plunger, so I'm using my hands, which is really a no-no. Use the back of the knife just to get it down in there. There we go. All right, it's all in there. So we're going to take our measuring cup. Let's start with our jar. Let's go ahead and pour in our coconut milk. So again, 2 cups coconut milk. Sorry, not 2 cups. 2 1/4 cups coconut milk. And let's see how much pineapple juice we have. So let's get those. Ooh, looks like we're going to have enough. So that's 1/4 cup and 2/4 cups. Perfect. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of mango puree. Now, depending on your preference, you can substitute or adjust the liquid ratio. So if you want to do 1/4 cup of coconut milk, maybe do 2 cups of pineapple juice, or 2 1/4 cups pineapple juice and 2 1/4 cups mango, you could do that. So if you want to have more mango, then you would just reduce the amounts of the other liquids. I'm just going to start with 1. And this is going to be really good. So all of our liquids are in. We can give that a stir. Wow, look how pretty that's looking already. We're going to add in our chia seeds. So again, this is 5 tablespoons. And we're not going to add any flavorings to this because I believe the coconut milk and the pineapple juice is going to give us a nice tropical flavor. And then what we're going to do as part of our toppings, we're going to add some coconut flakes to give it even more of a tropical flavor to it. So that's it for our coconut milk version. We're going to shake that up. And again, we're going to let these sit for about 20 minutes. 10-20 minutes. And then this one looks like it's more. See, that one looks like it's gelling up already. Because you can see this one's higher than that one. So again, before I put it in the refrigerator, I would give it a shake or another stir. Let it sit for a little bit. So you can just see, just even before you put it in the refrigerator, just by letting it sit, you can see how it's already expanding and already those seeds are soaking up all the liquid. Okay, so we will come back in 24 hours. We will pull out our pudding and in our toppings, and we're going to enjoy this nice chia seed mango pudding. Until next time. We are here with part 2 of our mango chia seed pudding. So as you can see, our chia seeds have been sitting in the refrigerator overnight, or at least for 24 hours. And remember, we made 2 versions. We did one with cinnamon, nutmeg, mango, and a plant-based milk. And then we did another one with coconut milk and pineapple juice. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour these out, do our toppings, and give it a taste. So the toppings that we're going to use for our first chia seed pudding, we're going to use mango and pomegranate nuts. For the second one, with the coconut milk, we're going to use pineapple and bananas and coconut flakes. So let's get started. So you can see how full and thick that it's gotten. Now you can pretty much leave it in the jar if you want to, but I find it easier just to pour it out in a bowl. Ah, look how thick that is. So you want to give it a stir. Look how nice and thick that is. See, it's not runny. It's nice, thick, and we're going to add some toppings in there. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to layer it. So we're going to add a layer of chia seed pudding. Then we're going to add a layer of fruit, chia seed pudding, and layer it with fruit. So we'll just do both at the same time. Now, I like this one with the coconut milk. It actually has a nice, pretty yellow color to it. So this one is nice and thick. So I'm going to give that one a stir. And we're going to put some in the bottom of this one. And the reason why we're going to layer it is because you don't want just one big spoonful of just seeds by itself, of the pudding by itself. So for this one, we're going to start with mango and pomegranate. So we're just going to peel another fresh mango, and we'll just chop it into some small chunks. And because the chia seeds, again, has a nice soft texture to it, we're going to add some crunch with the pomegranate seeds. And plus, it'll give it a really nice pop of color. And actually, we're going to use mango in both puddings. And chia seeds are a great source of protein. And mangoes, of course, are great for vitamin A, vitamin C. And I like the mangoes because it's a nice watery fruit. So it will keep you hydrated and be refreshing. So it's refreshing and tasty. So we're just going to cut up all the all the mangoes. So it looks like one mango is enough for both recipes. When we get to the pomegranate seeds, I'll show you a shortcut on how to get the seeds out really quick and easy. I actually learned this trick online. The pomegranates are the best. I remember as a kid eating those. Okay, so our mangoes are all chopped up. I'm going to go through and pull out the bigger pieces and actually make those a little bit smaller. And depending on your dish size, you can leave them large or small. Because our dish is a little bit small, I'm going to just chop them up into a few smaller bits. Okay. So this is our first one. All right, so we'll get a nice good layer of mango there. And actually what I should have done, I should have tasted it. So this is the time where you can actually taste your pudding to see if you need to add any more flavorings. And remember, to this one we added a little bit of sweetener, some agave nectar. We added some nutmeg, so you can see that this one is not so bright in that yellow color because we added nutmeg. Anytime you add nutmeg or cinnamon to a dish, it'll turn the color just a little bit dark. So let me grab another utensil. Let's just see. Okay, go. Nice mango flavor. I can taste the nutmeg coming through. That's really good. That is really good. I like that one. I actually would have put a little bit more mango in there. but that one's good. Now let's try the one, remember we made this one with coconut milk. And mango and pineapple juice. So this one has more of a tropical taste to it. So they're both really good. So at this point you can add more flavorings. So since they're good to go, we're going to go ahead and finish layering. So this one we're going to add in the pineapple. And you can always play with different toppings. One that I really like to add to my pudding are strawberries and blueberries. So you can add strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, raisins, dates, any types of fruits you want to add. Even papaya. Thought about adding papaya to the one with the coconut milk. Make it even more tropical. Only thing that I am missing are my umbrellas. You can put umbrellas in your cup for a little bit of decoration. Give it that tropical look. And this is a nice quick breakfast. You just mix everything in the jar the night before, let it sit overnight. You wake up in the morning, add your fruit, and you are out the door. Just make sure to take a spoon with you so you can eat it. And you saw how thick this one was. I actually was able to scoop it out with a fork. Okay, so our pineapples are ready. So we're going to layer in the pineapples and this side here. And now we're going to layer in some more pudding. So we have more mango on this side. Pineapples on this side. I actually might need to chop up some more pineapples because I definitely want to make sure I get all of those on the top for that last top layer. Okay, so let's cut up a little bit more pineapple so we can get this last layer on top. And then we're going to sprinkle coconuts on the one with the coconut milk. And then we'll sprinkle the pomegranate seeds as well on top. And you can layer the fruit with the seeds as well, because again, you want to give it that crunch. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put some pomegranate seeds on that one as soon as I finish this pineapple. And these, since these are going to go on the top, I can actually leave these a little bit larger in size. And so what's cool about this recipe is that you can get all of this done the night before. And if you want to get fruit that doesn't require any chopping, like the blueberries and raspberry, you just rinse and just throw them on top. So that's always better. That'll also cut down on your time for prepping your fruits. Okay, so we're going to do one more layer. So you can see those colors now coming through to the side. And so now we're going to top everything off now with the rest of our fruit. So we're going to put some pineapples on top here. We're going to sprinkle with some coconut flakes. And again, you could have added those in between the other layers. And this one I'm going to add an additional topping of bananas. So again, because of the pudding, you can add as many textures and flavors as you want. So I'm just going to lay those right in there. So if you want, you can actually call it a chia seed banana split. Look how pretty that is. All right, so now we're gonna top the last one with more mangoes. That was so pretty. I don't want to touch it, but I'm definitely gonna have to scoop up a bite so I can let you know how it comes out. Now for the pomegranate seeds. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half. Actually, I don't need half of it, so I'm actually going to cut a quarter of it. So I'm just going to cut off one wedge. And the juice is already leaking out. If you want, you can actually do this over a bowl so that the juice doesn't get on your cutting board. But just for the purposes of this, I'm going to take the back of a knife or a spoon and just beat the skin. And what that does, it just releases the seeds without releasing the white pith inside. Oh, we'll do this side. So that actually adds a nice pop of color. And if you put it on the inside, it'll also give it a nice crunch as well. And this is so pretty. I'll go ahead and add a few here as well. And we know pomegranate juice is very healthy for you. So what I'm going to do with this other 3/4 of pomegranate is stick it through the juicer and make me some fresh cranberry juice. So if the pith does come out, you just simply take it out and then just drop in the seeds. So there you have it. This is our chia seed mango pudding. This one has a plant-based milk, cinnamon, and nutmeg. This one has coconut milk and pineapple juice. We topped it with pineapples, coconut, bananas, and some pomegranate seeds, and topped this one with mangoes and pomegranate seeds. And if we wanted to, we can actually add some bananas to that one as well. So now it's time to taste. So we'll start with this one. This is the nice tropical one. So you can see that there. I'll come in a little bit closer so you can see it. That is so pretty. So you get a scoop. I got some bananas and pomegranate seeds on the bite. The pomegranate seeds adds a little bit of tartness, so it counterbalances the sweetness from the mangoes and the chia seed pudding. That is delicious. Now for the mango, nutmeg, and pomegranate one. See how pretty that one is? Okay. I didn't get any seeds in that one. Let me go for another bite. The pomegranate seeds, because the chia seed pudding is really thick, when you bite